Gareth A Davies with Spencer Oliver. Welcome to a new show on talkSPORT. It's called The Debrief. Spencer and I will take you through post-press conferences, post-fights, post-weigh-ins, and we will bring you, and you can critique us over this, the intricate details of what we have witnessed. Now, there's no swimming pool around us today, so don't plan on throwing me into one. It's great to be with you. We saw Anthony Yarde and Artur Beterbiev up on stage today. They faced off, it was intense, but I'm no soothsayer, but it was easy to predict that there wasn't going to be any trash talk, Spence.
No.
What do we take from that, first of all, that neither man has tried to nudge under the skin of the other?
Listen, both guys know what they're going into. They're both very heavy-handed. You know, Artur Beterbiev is considered the monster of the division and maybe even the monster of the sport. You know, very heavy-handed, 18 KOs. But Anthony Yarde, reading into him up there, you know, he's had this opportunity against Kovalev for the world title before, back in 2019. He learnt a lot from that fight. You know, inexperience let him down. And reading into Yarde there, his body language, how he looked, a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. He was very relaxed. You know, he seemed very focused. You know, he knows what he's going into, but he's got a lot of self-belief now. This is a closer fight than what a lot of people give it credit for. I think a lot of people are talking about Beterbiev winning this fight and winning it easily. But like I say, Anthony Yarde's very dangerous, very heavy-handed, and I believe it's going to be closer than what people give it credit for.
Well, I think with Beterbiev, my take on it is he hasn't needed to trash talk anyone in the past. He's from a particular background. Those guys from Eastern Europe are very, very tough. They don't indulge in that kind of talk anyway, generally. You know, the great stars of the fight world don't do that from that part of the world. So it's not in his way to do it. Anthony's never been a trash talker, and I think we've got two guys, as you say, they know they're heavy-handed. I still see Beterbiev as the favourite. I think he acts like the champion. We saw the body language of the champion. He commanded the press conference. I got the sense with Anthony that he's very happy to be here. Yes, a happy fighter, but I'm not sure he can have the that level of confidence, Spence, that Beterbiev can have.
No, 100% he can't have the same level. What I'm saying is, some fighters are happy to be here because they're getting the opportunity, but they've not got the self-belief. With Anthony Yarde, he's got that self-belief.
I agree with you.
He believes he's going to win, and that's why I say happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. You know, I think that Yarde is going into this one happily being the underdog because there's no pressure on his shoulders. I've seen him in training. He's been in training now for some time. This fight was talked about back in October of last year. It never materialised, but he's always had Beterbiev in his mind, and he fancies the job. Stylistically, you know, Yarde is a great counter-puncher. He's very heavy-handed.
He's got to punch with Beterbiev, in my view.
Absolutely.
Punch with him,
absolutely.
But also be elusive at times.
But listen, I talked to Yarde about this. I said, if you look at Beterbiev's last fight, when he boxed Joe Smith Jr. in New York, you know, Joe Smith Jr., who's heavy-handed himself, took the fight to him.
But more reckless.
Took the fight to him.
Too reckless.
Yarde said, listen, I won't make those mistakes.
Educated pressure. You know,
boxing
that's
IQ.
what he's got to do. Educated pressure. And he's stepping up a level here, in my view. He's stepping up a level against a guy who could become a modern great.
Yeah.
I think if you're a boxing insider, it's hard to pick Anthony Yarde in this fight unless you're putting yourself out there.
Do you know what? I can see Yarde winning. You know, when you
I can see Yarde winning, but I'm not picking him to win.
No, you can't pick him to win because of the resume of the two guys.
You can't pick him to win.
What I'm saying is it's hard to pick him to win.
I know what you're saying.
Because you look at the guys, but break it down for me. Break it down for me.
Break what down?
How does the fight play out?
All right. They're cagey first round. Phony war. Bit of feeling out.
Don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go at it like Hagler Hearns.
I don't believe that.
I don't think we're going to get a 5-round Hagler Hearns. And what I do think is they'll engage, they'll get into the trenches by round 3. And I think if Anthony Yarde finds success, he'll pour the pressure on Beterbiev. I don't think it's a long fight. I think Anthony Yarde has to look to stop Beterbiev. I don't think he outboxes him.
I think that Yarde knows this is this 6-round fight.
Yes.
That's how he's going to approach it. And I believe that he goes off from the opening round. I think Beterbiev takes the fight to Yarde. Yarde tries to box, but if he doesn't stand with Beterbiev and let his shots go, roll the dice, then he's going to get eaten up. So I think that at some point, and that'll be as early as the second round,
Yeah.
Yarde's got to roll the dice, stand there and have a gunfight. And that's the way that I see the fight. I don't see it being a cagey start.
What I notice, I just think they'll feel each other out a little bit. I really do, because they're both very experienced. What I do feel as well, though, is there's an element with Beterbiev that he exhausts fighters he's in the ring with. If you don't engage with him, he's such a good boxer, he's so patient that he's always there. He's never taking a rest. Controls the space, great ring general.
It makes you work when you're not working.
And you have to be focused the whole time. I think that learning process that Anthony Yarde had in Russia stands him in great stead for this fight.
Absolutely. That is huge. And home advantage plays a massive part as well. You know, Yarde, this is a great opportunity for him. And you're right in what you said, the Kovalev fight back in 2019 when he went to Russia, you know, things were all against him. Had Kovalev gone in the 8th round, but inexperience let him down. That stands him in good stead for this fight.
I love the honesty of the two men. I've spoken to them both since the press conference. I know you spoke to Anthony as well, but I spoke to Beterbiev and sat down with him yesterday. I love it that they both admit that they've got massive nerves for this fight, but it's about how they control them and turn that nerves into excitement and just stay calm the whole time. Beterbiev is one of the hardest interviews you'll ever do because he gives so little away, and he is an ice cool guy. I just wonder, and I'm sorry about this. This fight is a massive trade fight. I just want it to cross into the mainstream. No. I want people to tune into this fight because it could be a very, very special fight.
If we put it like this is where it really is. For Yarde to win this fight would be probably the biggest upset in
Lloyd Honeyghan beating Donald Curry.
Absolutely.
Tyson Fury beating Vladimir Klitschko 8 years ago, even though we've moved on a lot from then. Kell Brook beating Sean Porter. It's that kind of level, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. So, you know, he knows what he's going into, and it's all going to play out on Saturday night. But I've give Yarde a chance in this one, more than a chance. Beterbiev, I believe, wins, but I give Yarde more than a chance.
Why do you give him more than a chance? Is it because
stylistically? No, it's all about styles. Stylistically,
age?
No, nothing to do with the age. Don't worry about the 38 years of age.
No.
Stylistically, Beterbiev's one of those guys that comes forward, throws shots, but is there to be hit. Anthony Yarde carries that power that can take people out with one shot, and that's why I give him a good chance, because he knows what he's going into. I asked Yarde, actually, I said to him, is this a 12-round fight? His answer was no. He believes it's a 6-round fight, which tells you that Yarde is going to trade with him and trade with him early. And if he does that, he's got a chance. Callum Johnson knocked him down in the second round.
He did.
Yarde carries all of that power, and for that reason, you've got to give him a big chance.
Is there a danger in waking up this wounded tiger in Beterbiev as well if you force him early to fight? As Bob Arum said today, when Beterbiev's back is against the wall, he's also as dangerous as he ever is in the ring.
But the problem you've got is if you let someone get too much momentum going, like Beterbiev, a guy that likes to get into a rhythm, if you let someone do that, then it's hard to turn it around. So I think the tactics are, for Yarde, he's got to approach it as stand there, trade, but be cute. Don't be reckless like Joe Smith Jr.
Yeah,
take half
he
a step,
was too reckless.
Take half a step back.
Like you are at times.
Let him come onto the shots.
Why are you dressed like a stuntman today anyway?
Why are you
dressed up for this occasion, the first show. They said put your best tucker on. Put your best bib and tucker on. Yeah, but you've dressed up like what? Well, I'll compliment you on the first show. You look like Tom Cruise's stunt double.
Thank you. That will do. Yeah.
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 Not Norman Wisdom's stunt double.
Thank you.
No, we'll call it Tom Cruise's stunt double.
Okay.
Listen, who are we going for? It's only press conference day. Who are we going for?
I'm going to go for Beterbiev rounds, late stoppage rounds 9, 10, around there. I think the Yarde gives it a great go, but I just think he's going to fall short. But if Yarde does win, I see him doing it early.
You've got a very good record in being wrong, but the thing is,
this guy.
I'm going for a very similar outcome.
Oh, you are
9, 10, or 11 round stoppage for Beterbiev after a fantastic fight.
You've got a very good record in copying what I say.
Exactly.
There you go.
But my heart would love Anthony Yarde to win. He's an
100%.
amazing story. 11 or 12 amateur fights, amazing life, extraordinary narrative, brilliant young man, and if he could pull it off on Saturday night, one of the great shock upsets, I think, against a guy who's 18 wins, 18 KOs over a 10-year career. You've been watching The Debrief with myself, Gareth A, and Spencer Oliver. Watch out for many more of these, if they want them from us. Come on, Spence, let's go and have a coffee.